Stay tuned. The
Are you ready?
series is going to
Wake up your magic. How you choose comes from mostly of how you're feeling in that moment, that you're able to define if the choice serves your higher self or not. How often we've caught ourselves in a moment of like, I'm not too sure. Should I choose this or should I choose that? How many times have we gone to a restaurant and you're just like, I don't know what to choose. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want to eat. Right? And you ask somebody else, what do you think? What would you choose? Right? So in those moments, right, we are allowing the space for the experience to be expanded. And that takes discernment, because there are times that you are open for that creativity of experience to come in. But I see that so often in counseling and treatments and advice when people find themselves unsure, okay, or uncertain, or not too secure in the ability to decide for themselves. Choices are powerful because one choice can take a ripple effect of a lifetime. And this can bring you either into a soul correction, okay, or this could bring you into alignment for a soul correction, or it could take you on a journey of journeys. How do you know which choices serve you and which choices don't? And so I like to keep it very simple. So I don't know what I want. But you've got to, even not knowing what you want, that's a choice. Because you're still choosing by not choosing. You can't stop the flow of creative process and creation. You're going to choose either way by acknowledging what you want, admitting what you want, or denying what you want. You're still choosing. It's how you choose, okay, that makes the difference. So when you go, makes the difference to what, Vanda? It makes the difference to the quality of your experiences and to what you want. Sometimes we are not sure of what we want. We see something that somebody else has got to say, you know, that would be great. You know what, I'm going to choose that. Or, you know what, I'm going to eat what they eat. And then you choose that and you go, ugh, that is so not for me. I don't like the sauce. I don't like the way it's done. You start figuring out, I don't really like that. So that's a creative outlet that gave you that experience to recognize now that's not what you want. But what happens when you keep on choosing the things of what you know you don't want? And now the pattern is kind of in a maze, and you can't seem to choose or know what to choose that serves your higher good. And when I talk about your higher good, it's not that there's a higher good and a lower good. It's not at all like that. It's a good that serves you on your path, or a good that will teach you that it's not your path. There's no good and bad. There's no good choice or a bad choice. It's a choice. Is that choice for you? Just because the choice has worked for somebody else, it doesn't really mean that it's going to work for you. So how do you know how to choose? It's like you get to the crossroads, do I go left or right? Is left right and right wrong? No. Which path is for you? So how do you get to vibrate, to know, to understand, to be in the flow and knowing that that's the choice for you? Right? And I see this now even more with ChatGPT and AI, where people are asking, ChatGPT for their soul journey pathway, that you're asking an AI program to know what's the right path for you. when it comes to your soul contract and when it comes to your personal journey, it's very different to, a recipe, which tomatoes to use in a recipe. You have to understand, the quality of choice you're in. You also have to understand how you choose from a foundational level of inner connection, to an inner vision of yourself and knowing of who you are, how you choose and how that can be relatable to you. People are ignoring the interconnection of how we come into creating our lives. Every choice does make a difference. Who you choose to work with is relevant. What you choose to do is powerful. How you choose, if you're choosing from a place of anxiety and stress and distress and fear and skepticism, I'm going to choose this because I'm fearful of that, guess what's coming to you? It's the understanding of that power. Think of choice as personal power. How would you choose to empower yourself? How would you choose which food to eat? How would you choose which business deal to go with? How would you choose to neutralize something that I want to keep on choosing that? It's not serving my higher good, because every beginning has an ending and ending has a beginning. Every choice will take you on a new beginning, and it will come to another place to choose again. I hear so often, I keep on choosing the wrong man, I keep on choosing the wrong partner, I keep on choosing the same things over and over again. Well, because there's a pattern. You've surrendered your personal power and you're not bringing it in and you're not connecting. You're not choosing from your heart. You're choosing from your mind. And your mind matter is thought form. And the thought form has no consciousness. It cannot choose for you. A thought is looking to become an action, any choice you give it. When you choose things from your heart and you choose things that matter, you start unraveling the shackles, you start unraveling the ties, the hooks, the entanglements. When you start having the courage to choose from within, the outer world has to comply. It will choose for you too. It all depends on the depth of your choices from your past. I'll have somebody say, but I chose this like my sister did, and it didn't work for me. Well, you're not your sister. Just as much as you're not your brother, just as much as you're not your friend, just as much as you're not your mother. The choices your parents made are not your choices. You chose your parents for lots of different reasons. Activating a similarity code or a code of dependency comes from who you are. That can only come from you understanding, the choices you've made and why you've made them and where you were aligned to them. We're reaching a place of such rich diversity, and such duality and complexity that the more simple you are within yourself and keeping it true to who you are, that is where your heartbeat comes. Not the pulse or the trigger or the thought form of your mind. Because we're getting to a place in reality where we say, well, that's not real. Yeah, it is. People's virtual realities are becoming their realities. People's visualizations about themselves and others are realities. They either internalize or externalize. So keeping it simple is like saying, my choices are my power. How can I make it personable to me? How does this choice impact me and who I am and what I want? Does this support, this inner sense of well-being and accomplishment? Or is this going to serve an exit strategy that's going to open up more opportunities? There's so many variants to these choices. But there are exchanges. Every choice has an experience. And so you have to know who you are. Not getting in the midway, well, I chose that, and then you go, I don't want to choose this anymore. I don't like it. If you chose it, know that you've still got the courage to go through it. Don't give up. Giving up on yourself is giving up on everything that exists within you. Surrendering what no longer feels good, that's different to giving up. Re-choosing something that you felt was going to empower you and it doesn't empower you, that's because you got the lesson or you got the experience. So in the space of making personal choices, you start looking at what choice are you serving with you for you? What's your choice? And this goes with your relationship with yourself first. And then your relationship with those around you. And it breaks it down. How you choose to be with yourself and how you choose to be with those in your life is important. Because I spoke earlier on in another episode of avoidance. If you start avoiding yourself, and I know this from experience, okay, avoiding my own needs, avoiding what I needed to do in that moment for myself, avoiding all those things, you think you can carry it until you no longer can. Because there is no choice that is outside of yourself without something that is dependent and connected to your inner self. And you either learn this in various ways that you get to understand. I no longer can choose to do that. And if you come with a serving heart, you learn that very quickly once you overgive as a giver. You go, I no longer can choose that. Doesn't serve me. But the goodness of that is getting that experience, dusting yourself off and re-choosing from a place of enlightenment, where now it enriches you. Not empowers you. You don't need to get stronger. You're already strong. You've got to go beyond empowerment. This empowerment business is getting out of order. You need to be in value. You've got to go, how does this enrich you? You can't go from power just because you're strong and you're powerful. Being powerful, the choice to be empowered doesn't get you to being enriched and enlightened. The choice has to come from within, right? You have to okay, what do I need to choose? How do I choose? The little things. How do I choose for myself? How do I choose for my son? How do I choose for my daughter? How do I choose for my husband? How do I choose for my friend? You can't choose for others. You have to choose for you. And the choice for you needs to be, okay, so how do I choose peace? You release, okay, the need and the choices that take you into vibrational conflict. It comes down, plain simple, to what you believe. Okay? You might have something that you have a choice with, and you might ignore it because you believe in something else versus to what you have. And then that's where the choices create conflict. Well, if I choose this, then I don't have that. Anytime that starts happening, you've got to go deeper. Because there's something there, okay, that's sitting in your root chakra, which is in your relationships, in your creative power, in your gender. It could be you over-sensitized in your feminine energy. It could be you overdriven in your male energy. It could mean that you've left your sacred self unaware of. You could be that your finances are a little bit amplified and distorted. There's so many things with regards to survival, right? Because at the end of the day, it's all energy. Your choices come from the energy you have the power you give yourself to choose for a higher sense of well-being. And so as we break away, we can go, right, today I choose for my higher good. Well, what does that look like? Maybe you're not in the habit of ever having done that. Asking somebody else to choose for you, they don't have your matrix, they don't have your blueprint, they don't come with your contract, they don't come with your energy and your soul plan. Too often we surrender that. You let other people choose for you. And anytime you are of a place of servitude, or you're in a place of complacency, or you're in a place of wanting others to be good around you, you'll dance with that dance. You'll give up your choices for somebody else's choices, and you'll learn, and you'll get to understand. But if you keep on doing the same thing over and over again, you've got to understand where and why and what's there for you. Because everything has a message. There's a significance and a code in everything. The intelligence of the divine presence that creates this world and created us, and that what we're a part of, is undeniably connected. Every choice is a possibility. Clear the choices of delusion. Clear the choices of betrayal. Clear those emotional choices, of the past. Surrender them. Use your breath. Write them down. Use those rituals to burn them. Go take a beautiful salt bath. Know that there is salt from the sea that's going to neutralize everything. It doesn't take it away. And then there's other activated salt that will draw it out. If you need to know more about that, go onto the website and learn more about it. But learn to give yourself the opportunity to take yourself in an elevated space, to enrich yourself with who you really are. Overdriven power and choices that are just revolving in this vacuum of energy are just going to create more of the same opportunities and choices, just done in different ways. So look at the choices you've got today and give yourself that moment of clarity where you go, all right, I'm already the creator of my life. What am I going to choose today that's going to serve my higher self and my higher good in this path that I've chosen to come on? And as the things come in your place, you understand that the choices that show up are part of the cause and effect and correspondence of the choices you've also made. So know that if you're going through a hardship, make the choice to strengthen your inner self, your higher knowing, and stick to the courage and faith and knowing that the universe has you if you are lined up from a place of higher good. And never, ever, ever, ever give up on the choice of believing and having faith in the ultimate divine message of spiritual equity and enlightenment and divine power. That's a powerful choice right there. Okay?
You want to laugh again? You want to open up and awaken your wisdom box so that you can manifest your dreams in this lifetime experience. We are empathic. We are sensitive. We are intuitive. We are psychically attuned to this energy world that is awakening who we are. You're so much more than who you think you are. And remind yourself that your higher self absolutely knows what you want. You are the creator of your life. Future holds for you what you have put into your future, what you're thinking, but most of all, what you're feeling. That is what is coming to you. That is how the universe talks. You are the creator of your life. We all are.
Are you ready?
My name is Vanahaha.